Incredible. We're at the Krangos in Innsbruck, the third stop of this world tour. It's the penultimate one, and a lot of things are going to happen. Here we have a completely redone course, all fixed up. It's a bit slow because it's rained a lot in the past few weeks, but the guys are already going down. Really tough. But I think Alanko wants to tell me something. What's up? Are you sad?
Yes, I'm happy. Okay.
Okay, he's happy. We have to go down towards the jumps to do a course preview, and this is the shortest way. Here are two. It's a bit slippery. We have a problem. There's a really tall GS Sport wall here. No, come on, it's 2 meters. I'm jumping down. Whoa, that was really high. Damn, come on, guys. Daniel Rowe is here. We're here with Daniel Rowe, guys. At the last Crankworx Krangos, he finished second. Speed and style, how are we doing here in practice?
I'm still trying to figure it out. The track is very soft, really challenging because of all the rain they've had here in Innsbruck. But, you know, slowly, one piece at a time, I'm doing everything.
At least you like the jumps.
The jumps are very flat. They're a bit hard to handle. Well, compared to the dirt jumps we're used to doing tricks on, here it's a bit different.
With wind, we'll definitely see some powerful tricks then. Let's hope so. Good luck tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, but this video comes out next Monday or Tuesday, so it's already over. Bye.
Good morning.
Someone who speaks Italian. Yes.
How do you feel? I feel good. I was really happy to win in Cairns and can't wait for this. I hope they repeat it here. Just putting a little pressure on you. Thank you. Yes, I don't feel pressure, but I have to do it. Obviously, we know you'll do yours. Yes, if I accomplish my plan, there's a great chance that something good could happen with this. But you have your part in it as well. What about? As for this, as a judge, yes, so this is my small part in it.
What are your secret moves?
Do you have something for this time? It's not really a secret move, but it's a new banger that I haven't done in a long time. Nice. I can't wait to watch it. Okay, last question for you. Are you a fast biker? I might just choose for fun and then fast or fast. Oh, incredible. Okay, I ride like this with no suspension because it's faster. I want to spin as fast as possible. I know that feeling. I ride without suspension for speed. I want the landscape to spin by. On this line of jumps, I'm as fast as possible. I know the feeling.
Let's start with a nice drop,
Bigger.
which was made bigger last year. The first jump is always the same one as in speed and style. Then we have the step down, which has been raised a bit. It's not really a step down anymore. It's almost a jump. In fact, this morning, I already saw some interesting tricks. And then you move on to the 2 hips. First, a big left hip, then a much straighter right hip. This one is also big. It's almost a jump. And then the wet one we have right here in front of us. On off, they told me they've made the landing bigger. They say it's pretty scary. To finish, the second to last is the dirt jump. Since last year, they've made the inline ramp out of dirt. Some riders dislike this change because it makes the ramp less consistent. The push changes with dampness and other factors. But that's just how it is. And we have to deal with it. And finally, the heart, which was put here 2 years ago. Since Gisborne keeps telling me that I'm taking too much time, let's do our job now, which at this moment is to tell you the story of this Crankworx in Innsbruck. Because guys, we're at the 8th edition. There have been 7 before this one, in which they've won the Slopestyle twice. Once Nicola, and once when I was there too. And the last 4 have all been won by Emil Johansson. Incredible, he wins everything. But this German guy here, well, sure, but he's polite. The jumps in these 8 years have changed very little. But there have been some modifications that have improved them a bit, but in some cases also made them worse. But that's okay. And this seems like it will be the last edition here in Innsbruck, guys, so if you haven't come to see it, I'm sorry for you. Next time, you'll have to travel a bit more, because we still don't know where it will be held. Out of these 8 editions, I did 4 of them. The first one in 2017, where I crashed badly on that flip whip jump. Then in 2018, where I fully redeemed myself, finishing in 3rd place. In 2019, unfortunately, I put my foot down a few times. I didn't do so well. And in 2020, the COVID year, the wind completely ruined my run. Anyway, this year, I'm actually here as a judge because they gave me the wrong ticket. They gave me this one. So I'll be judging with Peter Enke, Chopper Fielder, and Jakob Wenzel. And at this point, it's time to explain to you how the judging at Crankworx works. We came up to the control tower, let's say. Down below us is the event's control room. And here is the judges' station. Now I'll show you how the judging system works. Basically, we have Jakob Wenzel here. Jakob Wenzel. Is Anton here? No, where's Anton? Anton isn't here. Is Peter Enke here? What's up? Here there's me, here's Anton, and here is Chopper Fielder, who will be the edge judge. Each of us writes our things on paper and sends the score to a tablet that's over there. Then the score is sent to the central computer, this one here, where Chopper sees everything and says, okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's put it above, below. checks and confirms the score, and then it's sent to the live broadcast and directly to your screen. From here, we can see everything. We have all the jumps with tension. Wow, Emily doing a front flip? From here, we can see all the jumps. The only one that's a bit uncertain is the quarter. But we have all the screens with all the cameras pointed at the jumps, and that's where the magic happens, and the event gets decided. Hey, Chopper, we have a really hard question. Yes, you should tell me the difference between a normal judge and a head judge. You are the head judge. Come here, we have a difficult question. Yes, you should tell me the difference between a normal judge and a head judge. You are the head judge.
So the judge gathers all the results together, also makes sure that everybody is judging correctly, of course, making sure the results are entered into the software, and then that's when you see it play out on the big stage. I also made sure that everyone is judging correctly, obviously making sure that the results are not too high or too low, making sure we have a standard. It's a bit hard to describe, but yes, I'm basically the main driving force.
I'm the one who decides everything. At this point, see you later.
I'm the judge of age.
So if it's cold that day, maybe someone would have had a hard time.
Or judge of age.
Modelino's co-working space with a snap of your fingers. And let's go see the top 3 in the women's category, starting with the winner, Robin Gums. She had a pretty intense week during practice with a particularly bad fall, and she started off by dropping in with an X-up. Then a huge backflip on the first jump, continuing by throwing tricks on every possible and imaginable jump. Some easier things, some more difficult. But she still impressed us judges because she managed to do a complete run with tricks on every feature of the course, finishing on the last jump with a nice backflip X-up that earned her the victory in this Innsbruck stop. In second place, Sweden's Alma Wigberg, also from Northern Europe and part of that Swedish school. They dominate the park and show outstanding control, even in the women's category. Impressive. And she also started with a huge backflip on the first jump, then continued and completed a run with tricks on almost every jump. Unfortunately, she made a small mistake in the middle section, but the backflip she did was remarkable. On the hip, really huge, and that definitely earned her a good score because a hip is not an easy jump to trick, especially to do rotations. She finished her run with a beautiful 360, nice, clean, and precise, even though during practice, right up until just before the final, she had fallen several times. And this earned her the second spot on the podium, adding rotation variations, not just backflips, but also on the vertical axis. And to conclude our top 3, we have Sheila Reno from the United States. She also showed that since the first stage in Rotorua, she's been improving, continuing to add trick after trick on every jump compared to the first edition in Rotorua, where maybe she was just jumping a bit here and there straight. And here in Innsbruck, she did a great run, definitely starting with an X-up off the drop. On the first jump, a pendulum, then continuing with a tuck no-hander, step down, and again a combination of no-foot can-can on both jumps, first on one side, then on the other. So she showed that she knows how to handle both foot and hand tricks well, but her run was missing some rotations. And that's actually what kept her at the third step of the podium. She finished on the last jump with a beautiful nothing and takes home third place. But if we've seen the top 3 now, let's look at the 3 flops of this Crankworx Innsbruck for the girls. And the first one for me, unfortunately, it's still Caroline Buchanan, who, despite doing an Indian Dianair on the first jump, which, guys, must be really tough. I don't think I'd have the guts to do a trick like that on the first jump. She was underwhelming for the rest of the run. Repeating the tricks, she did 2 Techman takes in a row, 2 X-ups, another Superman seat grab that really wasn't pulled off well, and a no footsie touch on the last jump. And it's impressive to see this from her. Until 2 years ago, she could do front flip. She was already doing bar spins. Basically, she had a lot more tricks. Maybe she's just a bit off right now. I had a bit of trouble deciding what to put in the second flop, but in the end, I thought of Alma Whitmer's crash on the final 360. Because even though she tried it so many times in the second run, which was the one that would have earned her first place, she blew it by going huge. And basically overdoing it, she came in way faster than usual and crashed, luckily without any consequences. But she lost her chance at first place, so with something, let's say, trivial, she can actually do combos too, which is interesting. So I don't really know exactly what happened there. And finally, in the other videos, guys, there was the toboggan, and then there was the poorly done tire grab. Now we have sit touches that are neither toboggan nor anything else. But it's those things that you see, the girls who do path like that, and you say, but why? Why? What's the point? As a judge who was there, I don't even write it down because for me, that's not a trick. For me, I don't know. I got a little carried away there too. Well, whatever. So I can't stand these sit touches. I just can't stand them. It's time to move on to the men's top 3. Finally, guys, I can't believe it. The good David Ghazi, who managed to do it again this time and beat Emil head-to-head, this time he beat him decisively and did an incredible run. Starting on the first quarter with an oppo bar, watch his technical skill. He then dropped in with a backflip bar spin on the first jump. A twister tuck no-hander, really precise and clean. Even went long when most were short. He missed slightly on the step down. He did a triple whip instead of a triple whip bar spin, but added a triple whip, which is harder than it looks. That second run saved him. He did a cash roll casual bar spin, then a tough front flip bar spin up the wave, followed by a double truck after a rough front flip landing, and ended with a cash roll casual tail whip. Not super clean, but still all within the rules. A flare on the final quarter. And this run earned him first place, no doubt about it. As soon as he landed among the judges, we said first place, just like that, straight away, without even thinking about it, because the level of difficulty and the risk of the tricks he did was really, really high. And putting them all one after the other, especially the central part of the welltail, that made the difference in his result. The second highlight of this weekend in Innsbruck is definitely Team Bringer, who once again takes second place on the podium with an incredible run. I feel sorry for him because he didn't make changes to his run. Otherwise, he could have competed for first place. He started a bit weaker than Devi with an air on the quarter, then immediately a backflip tag from the drop, which is very difficult, and on the first jump, a double flip. Lot to bar, which I think is one of the hardest combos out there this weekend. Then the front from the step down was easy for him, guys. Then 360 from you on the first hip, where actually there should also be a bar spin. And he continued with a 360. 360 bar, back to bar. So it's a kind of triple trick, but a bit more technical. And then the bomb, which is just going up on the wave, triple trick coming down. Here the level has gone up a lot, and he finishes with a double back to the ender on the last jump and a huge flare in the quarter. What brought him up so much that he could go for it? Go for the win. It was also here the central part, which is just going up on the wave, followed by the triple trick and maybe even better than David Ghazi's part. Unfortunately, though, from our side, as we were watching from below, it was that repetition of the double backflip. In my opinion, if she had changed the combo on the step down, she really would have taken that extra step that would have allowed her to compete for first place. For real. Anyway, congratulations to Team Who's Always There, and in my opinion at Whistler, they'll bring something new because I suggested they make some changes. To conclude this top three, we couldn't help but talk about Emil Johansson, who finished in third place. Even though I would have liked to talk about Eric Felko because he did a really stylish run, but let's see why. Emil came in third and not first as usual. By the way, it was with his very first run because in the second one, he made a mistake and had to stop. He started off keeping the technical level really high right away with a fuggy, Fugio, which is an easy trick, maybe for him, but it's challenging, then nollie. 360 can from the drop, which isn't easy, and on the first jump, 360 double. Here, there should have been a triple, but obviously something happened off the step down. Oppo TRE 36 telly. Watch out for the off Oppo irregular track to double dance on the first IPE. Really powerful, followed by an Oppo track to dance on the second IPE, where he landed almost completely off the landing and then in the middle section where he lost everything. Frony going up 336 tack missed on the way down, actually. Oppo 336 tack missed on the way down and he finished with an insane trick. Oppo track to whip, all opposite. I think this is the hardest trick I've ever seen. Really, really powerful. What was missing in his run to put him on the top step of the podium? So actually, among us judges, there was really a discussion. After his run, he was the last to go and 2 judges. So me and Jacob wanted to put him in second place, while the other 2 judges were set on first place. There was a debate, a real discussion, because his run, if you look at it, the variety, it's not that complete. He did a lot of 360 tail and tail whip combos in every direction. It's fine, but it's really just the same trick. Or maybe 2. One is a 360 whip, the other a 360 downside whip. For us, this is a shortcoming. Because if we have to look at these 5 points where variety is very important, here the variety is really missing. Despite this, in the end, since there were 5 judges and only 3 of them, they decided to put him in first place. He stayed there for the first run and then finished third in the second. Probably if he had completed his second run at his best, he could have gained 1 position in my opinion. But not more than that, he would have still finished in second place. Let's look at the third flop from this Crankworx Innsbruck. And unfortunately, we have to deal with it. Jay Hattinson, who once again, after the Canes event where he was a bit off, also here made a mess. in my opinion. He showed in the gold events that he's at a very high level, with incredibly clean, precise riding. Unfortunately, he came up short again here, doing a really messy run with a lot of mistakes after the fall in the first run. The first jump was a cash roll. Even in the second run, he didn't do much. He missed some tricks here and there, and then came to the last jump again with a cash roll. Again, so he repeated the same trick he did on the first jump. And not well either, because he landed really crooked and almost fell, so not good for Jay. He needs to reset his landing setup a bit. The second flop of today, unfortunately I have to say it, is Todo Torquato. Once again, he didn't manage to finish a run. Unfortunately, he also hurt his heel, and so he didn't take part in the second one either. His mistake was with his main trick, let's say his signature trick, the flip. No foot cankin to Telius. Honestly, I don't know if he did the first jump during practice, I didn't see it. But probably, as we can see from this replay, he didn't extend the no foot properly. The rotation wasn't slowed down enough to allow him to go straight. He went slightly over and had to eject suddenly. I'm sorry for him because he definitely should have had a good run and taken home some points. For him, the situation is a bit critical because he didn't compete at Rotorua since he had to skip it due to his physical problems related to injuries. And here, once again, a total 0. I don't know if he'll still be in the top 14 next year, but if I'm not mistaken, he should be at Joyride because the invitations should have already been sent. The last flop of today, unfortunately, is Tom Eisted, who lately has shown that he has learned all the rotations perfectly. Cork 7, cash roll, flare, twister, everything. But lately, he can't put it all together anymore. In the first run, after a cork set from the step down, followed by an Oppo Cork 7 on the first hip, he fell unfortunately on the last jump in cash roll, doing a completely wrong rotation. It almost looked like a 720, while in the second run he wanted to give it his all. He's all or nothing, choosing a twister instead of the cash roll, which was working better. He came up short, got thrown off the bike, and once again scores 0. That's a shame, because the run wasn't bad at all. I think it would have been a top 5, top 6, but unfortunately we lost it. Now let's see the best tricks, starting with the women's category. Alma Wigber with a backflip bar spin on the first hip, guys. That hip is really turned. We're over 45 degrees. It's really hard to do backflip combinations. And even though she's not the strongest rider in combos, she showed that she still had something extra. Meanwhile, for the men's category, we're still in Sweden. Because for me, the best trick of the day is definitely Emil Johansson's Oppo track to whip on the last jump, done absolutely perfectly. It's an extremely difficult trick, even just to do it regular. Imagine doing the whole thing the other way around. He likely doesn't even feel the difference between spinning right or left since he's done it so often. But still, the fact remains that you learn a trick after doing it on your strong side, so there's a slightly higher degree of difficulty. But besides the best trick, we absolutely have to reward the best rider of this week at Crankworx Innsbruck. And for me, it's definitely Chance Moore. This 20-year-old guy from Vancouver is really killing it. I've been seeing him in competitions for 2 years now. I follow him. And he has incredible control. At home, he built a course with a giant jump similar to Crankworx. So when he gets here, he's really well prepared. He did an incredible run, putting in everything he could. Backflip combinations, front flip combinations, and 360s. A really complete run with everything you need to get on the top step of the podium. Unfortunately for him, though, the others surpassed him. But despite this, he stayed in the lead almost until the end of the first run, then moved into second place, just behind Emil. For me, he was actually still in first place. Thanks for doing the front flip double bar on the last jump, a trick I invented. I was the first to do it years ago and hadn't seen it in a while. Sometimes Lucas Super does it, though he was off today. Still, there's a chance. Guys, you saw it. It's on fire here, and we'll see him fighting for first place for a long time, too. Anyway, let me know in the comments below who you think was the best rider of the day out of all this. Crankworx? Innsbruck? Whether it's a girl or a guy, write it down below, guys. In the end, it's over. This Crankworx, I'm here. I'm here. David won. Incredible. This Crankworx Innsbruck is done. The next stop will be Whistler, the last one of this world tour, and by the way, it's just about a month away. We saw incredible things. We, as judges, really struggled to decide where to place. Especially Emil, because he did some amazing bangers. But the other riders crushed it too. See you in a month for the Crankworx in Whistler. Let's go.
Awesome!
Let's give a shout out to GS Sport in the control room who did the filming. Good job, Gino. Bye.